So we're about, I don't know, we're probably about, I don't know, 25 yards off the rocks. I threw the anchor out off the stern for a minute. We're at 40 feet of water. I think we're holding. I think I'd pull off, read another email here. I'm taking a break from fishing and filming whales. And I'm not sure which video will hit the YouTube first, but we'll throw up some of the sites we've been videotaping the past couple of days here in the west coast of Vancouver Island and share them with you as I'm reading another email. And they're just coming in non-stop. Especially since I published that book. The book seems to be quite popular and a lot of people are talking about it. Keep getting tagged in posts about the book on social media all over the place. And a lot of people are asking where they can get the book. So I'll post a link for the Amazon link for the book in the video description below, and you can dig it up there. But anyway, I'm gonna get moving here and share another email before we get washed up on the rocks. We're on the outside of, where are we? We're on the outside, facing, basically it's Japan that way to my right. And we're out around the corner from Cape Beale. You want to Google that up, all right? A big lighthouse called Cape Beale. Okay, now listen to this. Hello, Steve. I'm just going to tell you how much I appreciate your channel and what you're doing to help folks. My name is Frank Dancer, and you can use my name no problem. Everybody that knows me knows I don't just believe Bigfoot is real, I know for a fact they are because I stood about 7 feet from one that was distracted. Only 7 feet. Ugh. But that is not the story I'm telling today. I've told bits and pieces of the story to folks. Even contacted a paranormal investigator about this experience, but I've never told the whole story. I live in Central Florida and I own a piece of land about 2.5 hours north of Tampa. There's a time I hunted this place and even allowed a few other friends to hunt there. After this experience, I've not hunted there too much. It was January 2006 and there were 2 weekends left in hunting season. I normally stayed in a campground not far away from the property or at the motel to the next town north, but this weekend I decided I was going to stay right on the property in a tent. I was hunting by myself. It was very cold this January weekend for Florida. Hard freeze warnings were issued for the area. The weekend before, I had hunted the same area and found a very large footprints in a peanut field about 3 miles east of the property I was hunting. I followed them north until they reached the river and disappeared. I did not worry too much about this. I know for a fact Bigfoot is around, and if they wanted to hurt you, you would be hurt. All there is to it. And yes, I have a lot of pictures of these tracks. One set was about 16 or 17 inches long, 8 inches wide. The other is around 12 inches long and 5 inches wide. On this weekend, I got to the property Friday, set up camp, and quickly headed to the woods. It was very strange. All fresh deer signs, or really any animal sign, was missing. This place is normally loaded with game of all kinds. I was in the stand until after dark. I did not hear a coyote, turkey, hog, nothing. It was incredibly strange. That night I slept like a rock. The next morning I was in the stand way before daylight. As the sun rose, I did not hear any game. I've never heard the woods go so quiet. It was very chilly, and I headed back to camp around 10 a.m. that morning. My camp is about 1 mile from where I was hunting at the time. I was almost back to camp, and I noticed a spotted fawn standing by a palmetto bush, and its mother was tucked up underneath the bush, and they're only about 50 yards away from my camp. They did not move when I walked by. I did not look at them directly. I did not want to spook them. For some reason, I felt like they wanted to be close to the camp. That evening, it was cold for Florida. I have some warm gear, so I was able to stick it out in the stand, but I did not hear a thing as far as the game goes. I did not get out of the stand until it was pitch black dark. I got out of the stand and headed back to camp. That's when I noticed a strange light on a tree limb. This light was beyond strange. It looked like obscured glass, lit up from the inside. In my backpack, I had a very powerful spotlight. I shined it right on that light. That spotlight lit up. The spotlight lit everything above, below, and side to side of the light, but it did not have any effect or whatever was in that tree. Nothing I could figure out. So I headed on to camp. I was not up for long. I ate and went right to sleep soon after. This is where it gets really strange. I had a dream or a vision soon after I went to sleep. In the dream, I could see the doe and the fawn I had seen that morning, but I also saw a female Bigfoot and a young Bigfoot under a palmetto bush not far from the deer, and she let me know she was scared at the time and there was no danger in the area. She also was showing me visions of struggle, and I understood in this dream she and the young one was having a hard time with something. Like I said before, this is the first time I ever wrote or spoke anything about this part of the experience. I was in a deep sleep having this dream or vision, and then I was awoken by branches and small trees breaking. Small limbs started hitting the tent, and I felt a real sense of fear. I was in a total state of confusion because of what I'd been dreaming or seeing in the vision. I quickly got dressed and jumped in the cab of my truck. I turned the truck headlights on, and in the truck I have a big spotlight that plugs into a cigarette lighter. To my right, about 30 yards behind the thick bush, trees were swaying. When I say swaying, not just treetops, but the whole damn tree was 8 to 10 inches thick. To my left, about 50 to 60 yards, was that damn light again. This time it was on the ground. I hit that light with the big spotlight. It was the same as it was when it was in the tree. I could light up all the way around it, but I could not change how bright the light was. The shape of the light was oval, 5 to 6 feet high, 3 feet wide. In my head, all I could hear was danger, danger, danger. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm sure that female Bigfoot was communicating with me and warning me to get the hell out of there. As far as firepower went, I had an AR-10 in my truck. No, I was not hunting with it. 2 20-round mags ready to go. I had an FN AR I was hunting with, 5-round mag, it's legal in Florida, a 460 Roland, and a 45. I was really freaked out when everything going on. And the stuff through my head was crazy. The campfire was out and I left. Actually, I hauled ass out of there. This place was in the middle of nowhere, and I had to travel about an hour north to get to I-10, where there was a motel. I got a room for the night and did not go back until the next day to get my gear. I found several blackjack oaks broke 7 to 10 feet off the ground, and my tent had several limbs from those broken trees laying on it. The trees were at least 30 yards from my tent. I contacted a very respectable paranormal investigator about what I saw as far as that light goes. She told me she had seen the same thing way south of me in a town called Tarpon Springs. And I told her and another investigator threw rocks at it. I felt like a pussy then. I could have put about 100 rounds of 7.62 by 51 through its ass. This is something that I'm going through to this day. I absolutely do not give a shit what you or anybody else thinks. You can ask my wife. But that Bigfoot still shows me things in my head when I sleep, to this day. I talk in my sleep about it. I struggle with the conflict she is going through. I quit hurting that area. I just gave it to them. I've hunched it maybe twice since then, bow only, with the 460 on my chest, of course. I have pictures to back up what I'm telling you. I've never told my wife what I struggle with at night. She just knows that I'm going through something. She would have me committed. In my opinion, the Bigfoot are like people. There's some damn good ones and some damn bad ones. Be careful how you figure out which one is which. Take care of yourself. I truly hated to hear about your horse. It's crazy how attached we get to an animal, but God allows us to have them for a reason. They show us love like nothing else. How's that for a share with all of us? And thank you very much for your words of kindness about my horse. And on that note, I'm going to show you guys something. Sarah had 2 bracelets made from his tail and mane hairs for me with his name on it, Mr. Macaroni. So he's with me all the time. He's actually first time he ever came fishing with me. That's pretty cool. But as far as those lights go, it's funny. I had a celebrity, in a way, a celebrity who's very well known, celebrity whitetail hunter from the States, emailed me a while back and share with me an experience he had with a bright glowing light moving right along the trail, right up to him, about 5 feet off the ground. And he obviously doesn't have an explanation for it, doesn't know what he saw. I don't have a direct, solid explanation for these lights. I've had a lot shared with me from some very knowledgeable people, but the problem I have with sharing my knowledge well of you is I can't, how do I put this? It's kind of like when I say I'm going to be somewhere, I say I'm going to do something, I've got that little genetic tick in me that if I say I'm going to do something or be somewhere on time, I do it at all costs. And I think because I can't quite directly tell you all what something is or isn't quite just yet. I mean, in my mind, I am pretty firm with a few details, but not quite firm enough to just blurt out and dictate to all of you that information and whether or not to take it to the bank. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we're all still learning. We're all trying to put all the knowledge together that everybody's sharing with each other. And I think soon, when we get the second book out, there's going to be looking into a little more detail on what these aren't, and a little more detail of exactly how all of you are being misled and by who. And of course, we're going to add another 300 more emailed in experiences in that second book as well. But I think as we go, we're going to start to share more solid information that you can take in with yourself and add to your data bank, and help understand what's going on out here. Because believe me, the people that have been holding the narrative, they don't want you to know the honest truth. Do I know why they don't want us to know the honest truth? I don't know. I got a few ideas, a few speculations, but to be honest, I find it's pretty tough just to waste energy on those dirtbags right now. So it's all about us. We're all on the same team now. We outnumber everybody, and we're all sharing openly, and we're all learning, probably more now than we ever have learned about the truth about these beings. All right. So as far as you go, sir, who just emailed me from Florida, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and I know I'm speaking for everyone else when I say everybody appreciates this. We got your back, and we got each other's backs. And if you want to email in and share more, email it in, and I'll read it to everybody, because it's not going away. It's not going to stop. And I don't know if all you can feel it, but I'm starting to feel it. I think this bubble is about to burst fairly soon. I'm very confident it's going to burst, and we're going to know a lot more than we've ever known sooner than not. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed all the film clips we added into this story. It's getting a little dark. It just might start raining on us, and we've got about 70 or 80 pounds of halibut we got to get back to the dock and process. And then we're going to share a few more emails with all you guys before we go home yet. So there you go. There's another one.